It's true what they say. Robert Pattinson has gone on to do many great critically acclaimed films after his Twilight days. But so has his co-star Kirsten Stewart as well.
Those were up, and they did.
We're smart, and my...
He told me enough.
No, I.
Here's Chuck.
Hey everyone, it's Don G. Corleone here, and I'm here with a brand new movie review, and this movie review is going to be for another A24 movie that released earlier this year, and it's for pretty much another action movie. It's a female-led action movie, and it stars our main Twilight actress, Kristen Stewart. And of course, that film is going to be for none other than a few months ago's Love Lies Bleeding. Yeah. Directed by Rose Glass. Well, so what's pretty much the plot of this movie? Well, our main character of this story is a gym manager named Lou, who meets and falls for a bodybuilder named Jackie. Jackie, it turns out, is passing through town en route to a competition in Las Vegas. And things just go crazy from there. Yeah. And the production for this film, like Love Lies Bleeding, is a co-production between Film 4 and A24. It's the second film to be directed by English filmmaker Rose Glass, and Kirsten Stewart even mentioned her involvement in the film in March 2022, like 2 years ago, because she was a fan of Saint Maud, which was Rose Glass's previous film. Her casting got confirmed in April, and then some other cast members like Anna Baryanikov, Katie O'Brien, Dave Franco, Ed Harris, and Jenna Malone would join the cast. Then O'Brien said in an interview that she had to audition for the part, and it pretty much 6 times, as pretty much her first leading role. So yeah, and when it came to filming the movie was filmed around Albuquerque, New Mexico in June 2022, and then production concluded by August 2022. Then after that movie was completed and shot, and released to the public, ready to release to the public anyways, Love Lies Bleeding would have its world premiere in the Midnight section at the 2024 Film Festival in Sundance on January 20th, 2024, then appeared in Europe on February 18, 2024 at the Berlin International Film Festival. Then the UK premiere got held at the Glasgow Film Festival on February 28th. And then, of course, after all those little festivals, it would eventually be first released to 5 screens for public release in New York City and Los Angeles on March 8th, 2024. Then it finally expanded wide on March 15th, 2024. And upon release, the movie received critical acclaim from many critics and some people. But since it's not a very wide release, it only made about $8 million. $8.8 million, I must say. Now, as for my reaction, I never saw the trailers, nor did I hear of the film. How I found out about it was from a Facebook post from LSP Communications, who had mentioning that he saw the film and he enjoyed it. I did try to go see this in theaters once I immediately had heard of the film, but I was too late to see this in theaters, so I ended up waiting for it to hit streaming. Now, I finally saw the movie now that it's on streaming. How was the movie, you may ask? Well, I thought it was a great film. And also, it's another favorite of mine this year. I'd say maybe about 5th place. Yeah, 5th place. I'd say... I think 5th. Unless I'm miscounting something. 5th for now. Could probably be bumped down to 6th. Would be surprised if it gets bumped down. But yeah, Kirsten Stewart is actually pretty good in this film. It's definitely this black sheep of a family and this determined rebel. Her other co-star, Katie O'Brien, turns out to be the unexpected lifeblood of the film. Her performance is so multi-dimensional that the film wouldn't just be as good without her. Like, she conveys curiosity, fear, rage, and ultimate ecstasy in the arms of her newfound muse. Her discovery of steroids even adds a nice bonus, and it's possible, like, this plot thread merely has this fierce beast that's there and never has to escape Volve. Then you have another co-stars like Dave Franco are pretty well deployed in a brief but seeming role as this scummy abusive hooligan. Then Ed Harris is definitely very cold-hearted as this terrific kingpin who owns everything in the town and has law enforcement in his back pocket to cover up his dirty tracks. Yeah. Like, Love Lies Bleeding is one of those movies that catches you from the beginning and never lets you go. Like, it's the filmmaking style a bit excessive, well, yeah, but sometimes intelligent, well, yeah. And you get quite a few tricks pretty frequently, and the results are very captivating and thriving into the world of female bodybuilders and mixes film genres and cinematographic styles and creates this very unique film. This film, like Love Lies Bleeding, it's intense, it's well shot, has great acting, but that's not the best part of just the best part of the film. The other best thing that makes it a great film is honestly the atmosphere of the 80s it's got. It's like reproduced perfectly. It sounds like, the movie really sounds like a 1980s film. It really looks like the 1980s, and it feels like you're watching a film from the 1980s. Like films like with straightforward, dumb plots, no twists, good guys winning, bad guys dead or go to jail. Yeah, like feels like some of those films right here, and I really like how it was handled right here. So how our movie starts is we meet our main character, Lou, who is Kirsten Stewart's character. She's working at this hardcore gym, pretty much the janitor of the place, like having to unclog toilets or being pressured by Daisy for a date. And then we meet our other main character named Jackie, who's played by Katie O'Brien. She arrives in town, then she has sex with a guy named JJ, who's Dave Franco's character, to secure a job at a gun range. But she has nowhere to stay, so she sleeps and works out underneath a nearby bridge. So, Lou visits her sister Beth, who's played by Jenna Malone. Her house is full of children. She suffers clear signs of domestic abuse from JJ. JJ leaves for work where he shows Jackie around and introduces her to the owner, who's played by Ed Harris. Like, from there, like, Love Lies Bleeding shows its world in all the gritty glory. Despite the environment of the people populating the film being very skeevy, it's well filmed as presented visually. It's not a common compliment for a style film like this. Movies like this can feature great camera work and fun visuals, even if it doesn't have a huge production budget, and it takes talent to show unsettling how appealing something is, and at the same time, you get intrigued by it, and it holds your attention. No, I'm not saying, I wanted to be with Lou and Jackie in the film, or the unforgiving moments they do, but yeah, I was very captivated and enjoying the film. I definitely have to applaud Rose Glasser team for getting the most out of resources and giving, this unconventionally stunning film. Stewart conveys Lou's depression well, and she even disappears into character. She has great chemistry with Katie O'Brien, and you definitely don't believe that she had turned the corner to, you know how some remember her from the Twilight days? Right there, when she was in those awful Twilight movies, and everyone thought she was such a bad actress. Well, once the Twilight days were finally over, she finally went on and did some really great films ever since then. Same with Robert Pattinson, I haven't seen much of Kirsten Stewart's other work, but I've seen Robert Pattinson's other non-Twilight works. Robert Pattinson would go on to do films like The Lighthouse, The Batman, The Boy and the Heron, done Tenet. Right here, and Kirsten Stewart, from what I've heard, Kirsten Stewart's done some other great films and projects. So, glad to see these two went on and made big names out of their careers once the Twilight days had finally been long gone and done. But yeah, here's, Kirsten Stewart really shines, and it's easily her best performance so far. Love Lies, her colleague Katie O'Brien is definitely as equal as Jackie. Not only is her refined physique impressive, but she uses it to reveal how she exposed her character's emotional state. Jackie is this engine in Love Lies Bleeding. You never really learn why she blows into a small town for a fateful rendezvous with Lou, or what situation she's fleeing from. Then O'Brien even plays up the mystery of Jackie's background and demands her consideration for the moment she arrives. And also, Dave Franco easily also deserves credit for also playing such a slimy, disgusting character as well. Like, like, yeah, but more about like Katie O'Brien. Katie O'Brien like displays wide range of emotional expressions. And Kirsten Stewart portrayed Lou in a way that made her feel so realistic, strong-willed, and brave. Even knowing her character would lack physical strength, she never really felt weak. To me, anyways, like she never felt that weak at all. In addition to like Lou's scummy brother-in-law JJ, like practically being the reason like Jackie knows about Lou's family in the first place, his abusive actions are reflected from his wife Beth, who's the brainwashed sister of Lou, who can't see past her husband's worst moments. Like the cast pull off these characters well enough that the few scenes they're in make them feel far more interesting than how the script portrays them. And they bring such distorting authenticity to their general mannerisms that even a seemingly insignificant admirer of Lou named Daisy could leave one watching with a whole bunch of goosebumps when they view the film. At the end of the day, like a crime family can just be as ruthless as how a cast portrays them to be, and it's definitely a prime example with this movie of the filmmakers giving all of their efforts with them. And the soundtrack of the film, like I forgot to mention the soundtrack. Like the soundtrack is a definitely terrific 10 out of 10. You get this killer system of 80s and 80s jams from the weird punky underworld of stuff like New Wave, and like the traditionally approached synth is also tasteful and effective, and it's laid down like with the absolute king composer Clint Mansell. They got you compose scores like Requiem for a Dream here. And during the scenes when Katie's drugged with the steroids, you have like the song Hamburger Lady playing in the background, which kind of makes the scenes feel real. Scenes like when she's on the steroids more trippy, realistic, and very effective. So yeah. So after Jackie and JJ scene together, like Jackie comes to work out at the gym that Lou works at, and Lou gets immediately smitten by her. Then her fantasies get interrupted by 2 FBI agents that ask about her father. She says that she hasn't talked to in years. Lou and Jackie then go and chat outside, and they're interrupted by 2 patrons who are asking Jackie out on a date. Jackie refuses, punches one in the face after he literally attempts to grab her and probably do something awful. Then he hits her back, and Lou rushes her inside. They even talk about Jackie's dream to go to Vegas and complete the finals to a bodybuilding competition. Then Lou offers this slash of steroids from her office, and Jackie is definitely reluctant, but she agrees, and Lou injects her with the vial. And the two are definitely attracted to each other, beginning making out. And then they go and have sex at Lou's apartment. So, yeah, it's kind of like, they pretty much fall in love. They become lovers, so it's a bit of LGBT in there, but unlike how Disney portrays the LGBT community, it's not like thrown and just forced down your face here. It's actually done very subtle and normal right here. So like the LGBT stuff legitimately works here. Yeah, they do a better job with it here than Disney. So I'll give it that. And then the next morning, after Lou and Jackie have sex, Lou laments that Jackie's working at the gun range. This is also her strange dad, Lou Sir, who actually owns the place. Lou then decides that Jackie can stay with her, and they end up having a period of love, sex, and steroid injections. Then at the gun range, though, like Lou Sir, apparently we find out Lou Sir, who's our antagonist of the film, he's running a criminal operation. He's smuggling guns to Mexico, and he teaches Jackie how to shoot a gun. Then Lou and Jackie go on an awkward double date with JJ and Beth, who has another set of bruises and cuts. Then Lou follows JJ to the bathroom to threaten him. But it turns out he slept with Jackie and suggests she's probably using Lou for the gym and housing. So yeah, Lou and Jackie fight on the way home, but they speed away to get her they fight on the way home, but they speed away to get her after Lou spots the FBI agents. Like pretty much the first half of the film, it's just very traditional in manner. It's immaculately structured and edited tightly. Like, the second half of the film starts to move at a comparably pace, though, and feels more ruthless and jagged because the events themselves become far more out there and unpredictable. And the intense events in the second half feel so pitted on top of each other, and you feel like the movie's actually moving very quickly. And yeah, the movie actually, now I think about it, the movie actually does move very quickly, because this movie's like 104 minutes long. Like, it's pretty nice, and it goes by quick. Surprisingly goes by quick. A little quicker than I thought. Love Lies Bleeding's also not afraid to push boundaries. Like, it evokes memories of classic thrillers with its neon-drenched aesthetic, underlying themes of obsession and desire. But Rose Glass on your hand, injects this dose of female empowerment, like not overly forced, not overly cringy version of that. And you get the stereotypical femme fatale trope. Like, Jackie isn't just a damsel in distress. Like, she's a complex character with her own agency, and adds a layer of intrigue to the narrative. And the plot does take some wild turns, like, but it's the film's thematic exploration. It's what stays around. Rose Glass, like, dissects the nature of desire, leaves people go in the name of love or perhaps obsession. And you get violence in this movie, though we have brutal violence, it does feel purposeful. And it serves as a metaphor for the emotional turmoil the characters have to endure. And it's also very raunchy. And definitely not expecting this to be like really like a raunchy film. But the movie does give off those vibes. Now, guys, I never heard of this movie or saw the trailers until I saw that Facebook post. Yeah. I'd never even heard of this film before it even released. I didn't even hear this movie until after release, so I didn't really watch that many trailers. And just about anything that you think will go wrong for those folks, oh, it does. It's just endless bad luck, bad decisions, and just plain bad choices. But it's still memorizing regardless of the choices these characters make. We see battles, guns versus muscles, versus like love versus inner strength, bad characters getting what they deserve, others just wallowing in their own mess. Like, Daisy shows like she's not as ditzy as she seems once she gains like leverage. But it also proves she's not as clever as she thinks. Yeah. So after a little fight on the way home, Lou then gets a call, and it turns out Beth ends up in the hospital with face and head injuries. Lou is mad, but the police don't want to arrest JJ, only if Beth agrees to press charges. Apparently Beth is too chicken shit to press any charges. Jackie then sees Lou sobbing over her sister, and then her muscles swell up, and she goes to rage, drives to Beth's house, and just murders the fuck out of JJ. Then Lou then spots a truck in front of Beth's house and enters to find JJ's body that kind of like Jackie. And is initially horrified at this, but Lou sets to work cleaning up the mess, and put JJ's body in the back of his own car. Then they go to dispose of the body, but Daisy spots Lou and knocks on the window of JJ's car to chat. And the girls push the car with JJ into a gorge. They set it on fire, and smoke starts billowing to the sky. And Lou assures Jackie there's going to be other things in the gorge. I'll point the police to someone else. So they just need to stay put in the apartment, and while Lou's cleaning up Beth's house, Jackie decides to take more steroids, then breaks out of the house to go work out, and Lou gets mad about that. But Jackie's now hyped up on steroids, then headbutts Lou and goes to Vegas for the competition she's traveling for. And her performance does go well, but then, because she took too many damn steroids, she has a panic attack, vomits on a stage, and then sees competitors laughing at her, and she viciously attacks them, and that gets her arrested. But yeah, the violence here is pretty ferocious. Like, the tension at times has a turbocharged level. The soundtrack even leads on soothing, new wave beats, and it provides some relief from the devilish storyline. It's at times a story, but other times it's atmospheric. In the film, it offers an escape from mainstream fare. And Clint Mansell's score even literally punctuates the proceedings in captivating fashion. There's disproportion blend of lust, crime, gore, and drugs in the film. And I appreciate that Rose Glass didn't follow the traditional writing structure and provided some ideas that just breaks all the rules and has fun with the violent, weird style and tone. The writing explores some interesting concepts, characters' dynamics are explored with lots of fun, dark, bloody, and wild film moments that actually make the movie very entertaining. The characters, you do kind of connect with the characters, but to be fair, guys, keep in mind, even the lead characters, just about nobody is a good person in this film. None of these characters are good people. Even the two lead women are not good people. They make really bad decisions. They're really stupid choices. They stupidly get themselves in trouble. But it's a very welcome change to see these two women actually be flawed and make fairly stupid choices. Yeah, another thing with Disney is that they try to make characters like these two over smart and as if they know everything, but no. Rose Glass actually makes them very flawed characters, and that really works perfectly right here. It's a very welcome change in tone. Right here, this is the whole, because this movie is surprisingly pretty short. You have the final bits of the film here. It's a nice finale, but as nice as the finale was, there was one bit of the movie that made me go, did they really have to do that? Here we go. Here's the whole finale. So after Jackie is arrested, Lou confronts Lou at the hospital about leading police to the gorge, because the gorge attracted attention to the bodies that were dumped down there. So then Lou goes home, runs into Daisy, who's asking questions about why she's driving Jada's car. So Lou decides to have sex with Daisy just to keep her quiet. Then the phone gets answered when Jackie calls from jail and then tells her not to bother them. But Lou bails Jackie out of prison and claims that he can help her get out of the mess. So Lewis continues seeing Daisy to find out what she knows. Then they return to Lou's house, and Jackie shoots Daisy in the face and then runs. Lou then hides the body behind the couch, and the FBI agents arrive to continue asking questions about JJ. And apparently JJ was one of the biggest informants of Lou Sir. And they know Lou used to be Lou Sir's right-hand man, so she have enough information to put him away. But once they leave, though, Lou Sir calls to tell Lou that he has Jackie and plans to put a double homicide on her. Then Lou threatens to reveal everything to FBI if he's going to do that, though, but then Sir decides to send over a corrupt policeman to get rid of her. But she knocks the corrupt officer out, rescues Jackie, then runs into Beth, who attacks her for killing JJ because she's too much of a chicken shit to try to press charges on JJ and see what the asshole he really is. Then we see Jackie tied up in the garage, and after initially running from Lou, though, Lou and Jackie embrace and they make up for their past incident. Lou then sends Jackie off toward the car. She goes to confront her dad-in-law, but then he arrives and he shoots Lou in the leg. And just as Lou starts about to kill her, Jackie then gets empowered by love for Lou, then morphs into more steroided up, and then turns into the 60-foot giant woman, and then pins Lou Sir to the ground. Lou then puts a gun in his mouth, but instead of killing him, though, decides to spare him and leave him to be arrested for his crimes by the police. So the two girls then drive into the desert, and there's thumping from the bed of the truck, and apparently Daisy's still alive. Lou then quietly goes to strangle Daisy while Jackie's sleeping, and her body gets dragged into the desert. And that's the credits pretty much roll right there, and the movie's pretty much about over. So, it was a nice finale, but the thing is, the parts where I don't think that was needed, it's when Jackie turned into the giantest monster woman, right there, and nearly just hulked out in her transformation. That was where the finale nearly lost me at that bit. When I watched that part, I was like, really? They really had to go that route? That's a little too corny for a film like this. I don't think they really needed to do that. And honestly, I think Lou should have killed Lou Sir and not just leave him for the police. I wish she would have killed him. But that's just me, though. Other than that, I enjoy how the rest of the ending goes, and I do still enjoy the film. I just hate that one part. But do I have any other bad qualities besides that stuff? Well, I've already mentioned the ending bit, so I'm going to mention the other stuff. The first half, I think it was a little bit slow at times and a little bit bizarre and strange. It's done to introduce us to the characters, but the first half could have been a bit more interesting and just a little less filler. Once the movie does progress, though, the movie does start to finally improve. And there might be some mixed reactions to when people see this. It's probably not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but oh well. Because regardless what people think or not think, Love Lies Bleeding is is actually a pretty solid flick that I think is worth buying for 80s action fans. In the end, guys, I would totally watch and buy Love Lies Bleeding for your collection for sure, because you'll have a decently fun time with it. Anyways, guys, that's it for my review of Love Lies Bleeding. If we're going to rank Love Lies Bleeding, here's how I'm going to rank this movie. So overall, if you are a fan of 80s styled action films and good ones that have good female leads, you'll totally get that with this movie. A good kick out of Love Lies Bleeding, so I would totally buy it for your collection, no doubt. And if you're wondering how I'm going to rank Love Lies Bleeding, I'm going to give Love Lies Bleeding an 8 out of 10. And there we go, guys. That wraps up the review for Love Lies Bleeding. And we are officially now on to the first day of May, and we're approaching the summer season. And so we're going to kick off the summer with The Fall Guy this Friday, right after my shift at work. Yeah, I just got my ticket for that film, and that I'm really excited to go see. So yeah, I've been really excited to see that film because of the trailers. So I'm going to be excited to see that. But you all know, like, tonight I am officially planning a live commentary. Like around after dinner time, I'll be doing a live commentary on Alien. And maybe because this weekend is, oops, wrong movie. Weekend is Star Wars week. A live commentary on a Star Wars film Saturday, May 4th. Where is it? Oh, no, I need the... Okay, I need a DVD. Alright, yeah, a live commentary of The Empire Strikes Back. My favorite Star Wars film. Or either Empire or Revenge of the Sith. One of those. Since it's going to be May the 4th. May the 4th is always Star Wars Day, guys. But tonight, because Alien has reached the 45th anniversary, let's do a live commentary on Alien. Those of you who want to join me that in the live chat, go ahead. We'll be premiering, I think it should premiere maybe around 6:30 or so, but maybe 6:30. Likely 6:30. That's the time in my area that live stream is going to happen. But yeah, until then, guys, that will be it for this review. Thank y'all for watching. If you like this and want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone.